What do you get with 4 girls and a shut-in boy living in the house? A dirty mind and a reason for you to go to the wall.
What?
But what about the reverse? Well, the reverse of this is the Wallflower from Tomoko Hoyukiya and Chikyu Watanabe. The 2000s manga, wait a minute, this ended in 2015? What the hell? But anyways, we're watching the anime from 2006, but I digress. The main plot of this is that the landlady wants these boys that moved in to take care of her niece, to make her more ladylike and become a lady. And if they succeed, they get free rent. If not, rent will be tripled. And Hijinks just comes aboard, and we see the whole dynamics with every character that lives in the house goes about the situation. Where 4 high schoolers are attempting to transform a girl from a reclusive goth to a young lady. And I promise you, it's not what you think it is. Trust me, it's not. But if any way I would have to describe it, I guess it would be the most shitpost rom-com I've seen so far. From getting abducted by a cult to figuring out why she turned into a reclusive goth.
Just be normal.
And finally, the most important thing, what happens when you try to change for people? This is the Wallflower. The main characters of this are, well, besides pretty much all being very similar to each other, they all do have their own characteristics and dynamics that develops throughout the episodes that they are. There's Kyoe. He's the blonde one and the taller one, and he's typically the one that gets the story going with either wanting something or pretty much pushing Sanaka to do something. But the main thing that I will say this, and I know this is spoilers ahead, but this is a funny one. If you ever look at his parents, yeah, this guy's an anomaly. If you told me that this guy did not come from these parents, I would believe you. But it's not a lie. Ramaru, the redhead, and to give a quick cliche, he's I wouldn't say playboy, but in a lot of ways, yeah, they do call him that. I would just say that he's swavy in a way with words than out of all of them. He's typically the one that has these grand scenarios to have, ladies look at them. But then you have Takanaga. He's actually the one that has a girlfriend throughout the series. Yeah, but he's the book smart one out of all of them. But they really not show how she is compared to Sanako, but really he's the timid one out of all of the. Next, there's Yuki. He's the androgynous one. He's the one with the big eyes, pretty lips, and the short blonde hair. Yeah, he's the short one. I think if anything that anyone would describe him as, he got little brother syndrome out of all of them, and he's considered the cute one out of the group. And yeah, I'm just gonna say it now. There is an episode on this about him dressing up as a girl. And then there's Sonoka. And after being caught, she became a secluded one because of her peers. So she made friends with anatomical dolls, sits and watches gore movies. You can't find these ladies unless you're on 4chan, and there's a 50% chance that it's a guy. Most times being like this gremlin creature, she typically is the one that solves the solution of most of these episodes, or since they're trying to make her a lady. She's the big driving force of them, you know, not paying triple on rent. Episode structures, and this is not being story driven anime in a lot of ways, but with high stakes, I'll go by structure and summarize what the show does. A typical episode is the boys doing something, acts like school or whatever, and getting a reason to do something else, and tries to include Sonoka, mainly typically to make her ladylike. They do include segments on how to make her a lady.
The road to womanhood!
And should do X, saying how weird Sonoko is, including the boys having an issue and it being solved, and while looking pretty. They go through how it sucks having people come to your job, make it a living hell, how to make money, manage standing up for yourself, and even having auntie on your back about rents. Man, this feels like being a grown-up. Now, pacing in this anime is like scrolling through Twitter without the depression creeping in. Well, that got dark. Yeah, that's one of these things. These segments are typically to instruct, and where you can see before but later they go into further detail with it, changing it from how to become more ladylike to how to become more of a bad boy and how to act around girls. You think this anime takes itself serious, but it doesn't. While this being comedic, I actually grew to love these segments. While others, I don't know if it was guilt cringe, but I love these episodes. Sleeping well, Brad Beauty. This episode starts with Rama and his parents pretty much getting arranged a date with this unknown girl. And without him knowing what this girl is like, he kind of just says, fuck it, we're balling and we're going to just screw this date up. And they pretty much just decide what is a bad boy, and they choose the worst possible things to think of a bad boy. See, in my head, when I think of a bad boy, I'm typically thinking like a greaser type. But what the hell is this? Oh my god. You thought of this? Dude's dressing up like this? I mean, he's got the personality down, but this? But pretty much the date just falls, and the parents set him to a side and say that he wants him to date her because of the financial things. But basically what happens after is that she pretty much just waits for him outside because he forgot something at the date. And which, I'm just gonna say this, bro, if she's willing to do that, you already won the game. But pretty much now he kind of feels a different type of way because she didn't fall head over heels, and he waits for her outside. And what happens now is that he actually tells her that he likes her. But with the episode ending with all of his dates, because he's a playboy in a lot of ways, and MILF hunter. My mans will be on MILF Manor soon. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But pretty much just all of them saying that it's over and breaking up. But what does any other teen will do? She pretty much just walks away. But in the car, she admits that she wants to get like the MILFs. You can't make this up, guys. Oh my god. You see what I mean as how crazy this gets?
Shut up, bro, shut up, man.
But, alright. Let's talk about the cast around these characters. We have, since it's a comedy first, in a lot of ways, like, trust me, if you think it's a rom-com, it's not a rom-com yet. But, there's some girls that put over Sonoko. Oh, but not being ugly. We have the Wallflower sisters. They're not that, guys. Come on. they're pretty much just gag characters that happens where, or they just appear and then they just, just come out of the frame because guess what? We need those characters to put her over. But pretty much like we don't see these characters after a while. These, I guess we will call them gals? Gangaru? Trust me, this wasn't in a racist way. But anyway, we only see them like for like 2 episodes and 2 clips. They're pretty much just there to be an antagonist and just walk out. But and then you have Auntie is pretty much just a looming figure for most of it. We do see her a lot of times, but we don't see her enough where I really would say she's an established character. She's just more of a oh, if we don't do this, we're going to be in shit because of Auntie. Do you want to pay the rent like this? But when we get there, we will get there about the ending. But then you have Takanaga's girlfriend. She's typically in later episodes because I guess the people just actually liked her and she actually had good dynamics with them. But pretty much she's there at the start to be pretty much a I guess I would say a driving line for Sonoko to actually be around the radiant creatures. But anyways, next, relationship developments. This is the big fish of the pond, is Takanaga and I lied. It's these two bickering for like the most part. What can I say? I like throwing insults that comes from a place of love.
Sean, he didn't go. Shot him landing on his feet.
Said by someone, I don't know. But with the beauty people and golf chicks. Wait, wasn't this in the way I want this? What the fuck do you damn animate making me dream? But with inexperience on both ends, they do things what experience what show with feeling judgment about money and food, kissing, and being the person that'll kill him. What? Where's the manga? But these two are the main characters, and we pretty much just see their developments because they kind of get, used to each other. Sonako stops getting as much of nosebleeds than she used to, and Takanaga kind of just gets used to how creepy she is. And we don't have to keep donating blood that's on the floor. I'm at least happy with that. But overall, I think with these two having experience on the sides of the coin, but different sides with beauty standards. As Sonoko experiences how it's not going with beauty standards that affects her socially by choice, while him experiences natural beauty. Yeah, that wasn't given by choice, but they both cope in their own situations. Basically what I'm saying is this: with this episode, we pretty much just see why Takanaga is always like aggravated, because guess what? Yeah, he was a fiery child, but I can't really see anyone dealing with this just like anyone else, because literally if you're constantly getting yelled at, and constantly getting mailed by these ladies, and then your parents kind of going crazy, especially your mother, yeah, I can totally see why you'd be this angry mess. But as Sonako experiences how everything goes around her, it kind of just comes wrapped around with how they both feel, where now they both feel what's the biggest problem for them. But after this episode, it kind of becomes a wild goose chase for the next episode, and then it becomes where the hell he is. Before I actually talk about that episode, I should come back to one episode where basically they get a job at this restaurant, and pretty much what I said about the making life a living hell, yeah, this actually happens, where they actually have a terrible time actually, being servers there, but because everyone just constantly keeps berating them about look how cute they are, and and the girls coming around, and pretty much they use that set point to get Takanaga back here, because guess what? Nobody has seen this guy for like a good day because he just decided to dip. But pretty much it kind of rounds itself up with that. And then, spoiler warning, Auntie actually sees what happens on TV, which is Sonako being electrocuted, and pretty much gets so angry, she gets into a Speed Racer parody. Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much this whole ending part is now just learning that she's not a lady in the way that she's kind of expecting. Not in the way of Sanako, but in the way of how Auntie lives this luxurious lifestyle where she doesn't really have to deal with the ladies' qualms, but yet she's recognized as a strong lady. While Sanako doesn't have that, but yet she does the motherly task a lot of times. So, you know, perspective given for the protective wants. But overall with those, does seem to be a fact that we actually see that Sanako actually does become a lady in the way, because of what happens is that she tries to, and the whole reason why this kind of big thing happens is because when Auntie's husband dies, Sanako comes up to her and pretty much says that she wants to just be like her. And now what happens with that, especially with this, is that we actually see Sanako try to go for the transformation, and gremlin creature, beautiful creature, but honestly, so after all this, should you watch this? I mean, it's just one big shitpost. I mean, is there more to convince you than that? Literally, I think how I would describe this whole thing is this. It's pretty much a shitpost on just the wildest things that you can think of to put out and say that you're gonna be a lady for doing that. Where it's not that what they're doing is crazy to become a lady, it's what they're getting themselves into to have that. So overall, I say give it a watch. I can care less. This is for Valentine's. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I have a Rumble. Go watch it if my stuff gets copywritten. I have a Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter or something. I know Twitter's been buggy for like the past couple days, but don't worry about it. I'm not buggy. I'm just weird. Anything else? I'm on Minds. I'm on Minds. I don't use Minds as much, but I'm on Minds. But out of anything, final thing I want to say: if you like it, thank you. Give me some engagement, comment or something, subscribe or something.